What's going on, everybody? I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but apparently Elon's pushing for a $5,000 DOGE dividend is what they're calling it, I guess, in their marketing strategy that they're coming up with here. Like I said, basically, if you haven't seen it, I think I've only heard about this today, so it's kind of seems like it's a little bit of breaking news / propaganda, I guess you could call it. I generally am a fan of Elon. I think what he's doing with DOGE is a good idea overall. It's I don't know. I feel like people get too into it about the person. I feel like it's all about the outcomes on my end. I really don't give a shit. Like, he's obviously a pretty smart guy. If he's doing good things, it's good. If he's not, then it's not good. It's that simple. I don't know the guy in person, so I really don't have a personal feeling about it. But $5,000 is what they're proposing here, and that'd basically be a refund, a tax refund of the taxes you've already paid in, and they would refund it to any household. I guess they're claiming that is a tax-paying household. So if you net pay taxes more than you receive in benefits from the federal government, I guess you would be receiving this. Like I said, if I had to guess, this I don't think is ever actually going to happen, especially not at the level they're talking about. I mean, $5,000. If you just kind of do rough numbers and think 300 and some million people in the United States, half of them probably at least don't pay taxes. You're somewhere around 150 million, 100 to 150 million. I would say probably closer to 100 if you're talking about net taxpayer. Because there's a lot of people in the United States that pay taxes, but in reality, they either get their money refunded to them in the end, or the services they get from federally funded programs kind of outweigh their tax payments anyway, like i.e. food stamps and things like that. But so if it's 100 million people and you try to give $5,000 to 100 million people, what are we talking about? $500 billion, something like that. As of right now, I was listening to somewhere they're talking about what DOGE's cuts are as of right now, and they were saying on DOGE's website they have a little clock like the debt clock. I don't know if you've ever seen that or not, but ticks up as they're cutting money, cutting programs, cutting agencies, whatever they're doing. DOGE has claimed as of right now they've cut like a little over $50 billion, which, hey, that's good stuff, but that's what they've claimed versus what has actually been cut, which supposedly is more around $16 billion. So we're heading in the right direction, and I don't subscribe to this argument. I've seen it all over Twitter where it's like, oh, they're only cutting $50 billion. That's a drop in the bucket that is the federal budget. Like, it's like less than 1% of the federal budget. So people are like poo-pooing it like it doesn't matter. Every little bit matters. Like, I don't know how they think what are you going to do? Just cut like, you're not going to cut defense spending and just get rid of it. So you got to cut out. We're trying to cut the waste, not cut the entire federal government to the core, I think. I think some people definitely have that idea, but if they're smart about it, you just go in and trim up all the fat off all these programs and save as much money as you can. And in reality, like I said, $5,000 sounds pretty nice, except for the part where the budget isn't official yet for the federal government as of right now, but Trump has been talking about big tax cuts, which means more deficit spending. And they're not gonna. I don't think DOGE is gonna be going hard enough to cut into our federal spending and cut it back far enough that we're in a budget surplus. It's just not gonna happen. So I don't know. Like I said, on face value, five grand sounds pretty nice. But if we're still in a deficit and we're spending more money than we're bringing in, how about keep the money and cut more stuff and try to pay the debt down a little bit? Because otherwise, it's like a wash. It doesn't matter. If you give everybody $500 billion, but then you spend another $4 trillion, it doesn't matter. We're still going into debt even more. So it's like here nor there. Pay the debt down, I guess, in my mind. That doesn't just do it. You already have the money. Just pay the debt down a little bit if you can. The debt overall, in total, is still going to go up. So it sounds, I think, better than it really is. I hope they continue and DOGE keeps ramping things up and cutting more and more and more. Hey, that's good. Keep doing that. You're on the right track. How efficient and how efficacious they are is going to be the question. I hope they can figure it out. I hope by some miracle they can rein the federal budget in. They will not be able to do that, but hey, we can all dream, I guess. It doesn't really matter. I think this is, like I said, more of some propaganda, a little marketing ploy, to buy some goodwill, basically. Like, obviously, if they cut a $5,000 check, there's people that bought into this during COVID, and it really just honestly chaps my ass when they talk about things like this, because, like I said, the refund would be, in theory, the right thing to do, but it really doesn't matter, because nothing's worse than the government giving you your tax money back and acting like they're doing you a favor. I know some people definitely bought this, like I said, with COVID, like with the COVID stimulus checks. Either they print the money or they give you your tax money that you already paid in back. Thanks, asshole. Like, I don't care. I already made the money. You took the money and then gave it back and act like you did some great thing for me. Like, I don't care about that at all. Like I said, the direction is right. We got to cut things back until we're in the budget surplus, and then we can talk about more tax cuts and actually a net benefit to people. But as long as the government either operates in a deficit and just continues to raise taxes to make up for the deficit, or prints, or the combination of both, which is what's actually going to happen, you as a regular person, as the everyday American, is going to suffer, because your money will lose its value to inflation as we print more and more money off, and your taxes go up indefinitely, just slowly tick up forever and ever until, I mean, what are we at now? What's the highest tax bracket? Somewhere around, like, if you make over like 400,000, 500,000, which not very many people do, obviously, but they take like 50% of your money. So, I mean, right now I try everything I can to keep my taxes as low as possible, like everything legal, obviously, but like, I'm married, so that's a tax benefit in my situation. Have a kid, that's a slight tax benefit now. Put as much money in the 401k as I can to bring the tax basis down. Medical insurance does that a little bit here and there too, but like, trying everything I can as a W-2 employee to keep my taxes as low as possible. It doesn't matter. I still end up paying like at least 20-25% of my money just goes straight off the tax. I think last year was more than that with Social Security and things like that. It would be more than that, but I think I paid like 18 or 19 grand in taxes last year, and I made $86,000. So whatever that quick math works out to, it's around a quarter of my money. 25% of everything I made just goes right to either the state or federal government and Medicare. So Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, all that. Doesn't feel great. I want to keep as much money as I can, but as long as the government keeps spending more money than they have, we're fucked anyway. It really doesn't matter. It's all a wash. I don't know. You guys have to let me know what you think. Like I said, it's kind of seems kind of like a scheme. I wouldn't be really surprised if we wait, and this is like they're floating the idea right now, but we won't see this come to fruition until, I don't know, maybe right before midterms in 2026. That would kind of be an ideal time for it, where they can just be like, oh, check out this $5,000 check we sent you guys. Please vote for us. Like I said, I'm on side Trump and Elon in this monetary situation where we're trying to cut back the federal spending, but this is just stupid. It's what is that called? Where they move the cups around. It's like shell shuffling. It doesn't matter. Net on net, we don't gain anything. We just lose a little less. Like I said, which is a benefit, but don't act like you're doing something all that special to send out dividends. Whatever. Misnomers out the ass. This is classic politician shit. Let me know what you think. Let me know if we're actually going to get a $5,000 check. My guess is, if I had to throw some percentages on it, I'd say you got a 10% chance in the next 2 years to get a $5,000 refund check from the federal government. I don't think it's going to happen. But you guys let me know what you think. Drop your opinions in the comments. I'll read them. I'll try to respond. And I don't know, I said it last week, but I'm going to try to get back to making regular scheduled videos every day on my way home. It's kind of been a little hectic. Baby's been sick. All kinds of craziness going. Had a conference yesterday in Columbus, so I drove back at like 8 o'clock at night, so 7 or 8 o'clock, so it was a little bit too late. But we're going to try to get back on track here, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.